Alright guys, so we'll be solving around 9 or 10 some basic level problems to understand how to go about these problems. ठीक है, in the very basic concepts. ठीक है, पहला क्या है, find the average of scores of the test taken by Ram given that his scores was 78, 82, 84, 86, 87, 89, 93 and 95. Okay. So what do we have? 70 plus 80, 150, 150 plus 80 will give you, or 150 plus 80, 230, 230 plus 80 is 310, 310, 390, 390, 470, 470 and 90 would be 560, 560 and 90 would be 650. Right? So 650 plus 8 to 10, 14, 20, 27, 36, 36 and 3 would be 39, 39 and 5 would be 44. So the total comes out to be equal to 694. Number of observations are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 694 divided by 8 would be my average. That would simply turn out to be 8. Remaining is 54, 6.75. So 86.75 would turn out to be my average over here. Right? The monthly income of Raja, his wife and his son are 6,000, 4,000 and 1,880 respectively. Find the average monthly income. So sum of the monthly incomes is going to be what? 6,000, 4,000, 1,880. So this would divided by 3 because there are only 3 people, 3 observations. So the total value of their income is 11,880 divided by 3 would give you how much? So it will go 3 times, 28 will give you 9 times, 18 will go 6 times, 3,960 becomes your correct answer over here, right? Coming to the third one. So Rajiv purchased 3 dozen mangoes at 10 rupees per dozen, 2 dozen mangoes at 15 rupees per dozen, and 5 dozen mangoes at 16 rupees per dozen. Find the average cost per dozen of the mangoes that he purchased. Now, this is the question of weighted average. So we have 3 different varieties. The first variety, you have 3 dozens at rate of 10. So total money that you have put in is 30 rupees. Secondly, you bought 2 dozens at rate of 15. So again, you have put 2 into 15, 30 rupees. And thirdly, you bought 5 dozens at 16 per kg per dozen. So 80 rupees. And how many dozens did you purchase? So 3, 2, 5 and 5, 10. Right? So this becomes equal to what? 30 plus 80 divided by 10. So this is nothing but 140 divided by 10, or my average turns out to be equal to 14. Right? Let's move to the next. The average of 5 men is 20 years. Right? So the average of 5 men is 20 years. So the sum is equal to what? Average multiplied by number of observation, that is 100 is the total sum of these 5 people. Now their average increased by 1 year when a new man joined. Do we know the what do we say, age of the new man? No. So we'll assume it to be X. Right? So after this new man has joined, the total sum will be equal to what? The total sum will be 100 plus X. And number of observations, that is the number of people, will increase from 5 to 6. And the average pe kya impact pada hai? The average increased by 1 year. So the new average that we have is 21. So this is how you do equation forming. Right? So 100 was the original sum. A new man joined, so total sum became 100 plus X. New man joined, so number of observations or number of people became 5 plus 1, 6. The average, new average would be calculated by total sum by total number of people. So 100 plus X divided by 6. And that value is equal to 21. That has been by because the average increased by 1. Right? So 100 plus X is equal to 126. So my X ka value will turn out to be 26. The age of the new man is 26 years. Right? Moving to the next. A batsman had an average of 20 runs in the first 6 tests. And in the second to 7th test, his average score was 21. If he scored a total of 30 runs in the first and 7th test, find the score in the 7th. Okay. So what we have been given is that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 is given as 20 runs multiplied by 6 tests, so 120 runs. And we have been given that 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 is equal to 21 average. So 21 multiplied by 6, 126. So if I subtract from this entire equation, if I subtract this equation, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2 is gone. What are you left with? 7 minus 7th test minus first test is equal to 6. We have also been given that he scored a total of 30 runs in first and 7th. So 7th plus first is equal to 30. Right? Add them up. This is gone. So 2 times the 7th test is equal to 36. So 7th test alone would turn out to be equal to 18. Right? 7 tests alone would turn out to be equal to 18, and that is your correct answer in this case. Right? Moving on to the next. The average marks of 3 sections in class 10 were 90, 120 and 150. If the number of students in the sections are 30, 40 and 50 respectively, find the average marks of the 10th class. Sum of all observations, that is पहले क्लास का average is 90, number of students 30. दूसरे का average 120, number of students 40. तीसरे का average 150, number of students 50. Total number of observations 50, 40, 90, 90, 30, 120. What do you get? 2700, 4800, 7500 divided by 120. What do you get? 7000, 4000, 11,000, 11,000 and 2000, 13,000. 700, 800, 1500, 1500, 500, 2000 divided by 120. Right? So we have 15,000 divided by 120. My average turns out to be equal to 125. Right? 125 turns out to be my average value over here. Right? Moving on to the next. So the average age of a group of friends is 37 years. If 6 new friends whose average age is 35 years join them, the average age of the entire group becomes 36 years. How many people were there in the group initially? So we do not know the number of people in the group initially. So what we'll say is that initially there were n people in the group. So initial sum was how much? See, 37 was the average, number of people is n. So my initial sum was 37n. Right? New people ka sum is going to be what? So there are 6 people with an average of 35. So their sum is equal to how much? Their sum is equal to 210. And the entire sum becomes what? 210 plus 37n is the entire sum. And total number of observations will be what? 6 new people and old people. And because of this, the average now is equal to 36. So this is the equation that we get. Let's solve this one. So 210 plus 37n is equal to 216 plus 36n. Right? So n ka value turns out to be equal to 6. So that means initially how many people were there? There were 6 people a part of the group. Right? Moving on to one more question. So average age of boys in class is 18 years. Average age of girls in class is 12 years. If the ratio of number of boys and girls in that class is 3:2, find the average age of the class. Right? So because the average age has been given, but what do we say? The number of observations has been given to in ratio, we will be able to calculate the average. So we will say that number of boys is nothing but 3x, number of girls is nothing but 2x. Total will be 18 multiplied by 3x plus 12 multiplied by 2x divided by 5x. What do you get? 54x plus 24x divided by 5x. What do you get? 78x divided by 5x. What do you get as the average? 15.6 becomes my average over here. Right? Moving on to one last question from mixture. So 10 liters of 80% solution and 15 liters of 60% solution. Find the concentration of resulting solution. So quantity of product 1 multiplied by quality of product 1 plus quantity of product 2 multiplied by quality of product 2 divide by quantity of product 1, quantity of product 2. What do you get? This goes 2 times, you get 8. This goes 3 times, you get 9. So 8 plus 9 divided by 25, you have a 17 by 25 ka concentration. Multiply by 100 kar do to get the percentage value. This goes 4 times. This becomes 68%. So the resulting solution ka concentration is going to be equal to 68%. That's my right answer.